Hello and welcome. Welcome back to Songs of Six, our extreme bug challenge. And I'm questioning, why are there, just random cadavers chilling in the road here? I think someone who was doing their job stopped doing their job and they left these bodies in the field, in the road here. Irregardless, someone will get to that, hopefully. And on another note, we have so much to go over with the channel. There's a lot to go over on updates that are to be coming. Not in the way of the game, but in the way of the Fiend. So, if you didn't know, I am moving. And what that means, there's going to be a new intro. And hopefully a lot more interesting stuff. I've mentioned it in a few other videos, but I haven't really gone into detail. I will be moving very soon, I should say, not frequently, very soon, to a new place, very close by. And it should be a much better living situation for me. After many, many years of grueling bullshit, I seem to have gotten myself into a great spot. And with that, I also am at very close to 1,000 subs. So if you have joined me already, thank you so much. And if you haven't, be sure to subscribe. We only need 50 more. The last time I checked, 50 more people to get to 1,000 subs. And this has been a goal of mine for a very, very long time. And I plan to do a 1,000 subscriber special. It may not get done within this month. It may. Sometimes I have the craziest work ethic, but other times I don't. And I can be pretty lazy. That's why I like to upload videos of Songs of Six. It allows me to kind of play the game, not talk as much, and get the things done that I like to. I like to show you guys the good stuff that games have to offer. Part of the reason why I stopped playing Keeper RL, I really don't have anything positive to say about that game. It seems mean. I know a lot of people really enjoy the game. I'm watching my numbers go up on all of those videos that I put out. But Keeper RL is a game. It's just painful because there's so many other games that do similar concepts in a better way that I enjoy. And that aren't just grueling bullshit and dying over and over and over. And for me, dying in a game is fun to a point. And if you notice, I'm not bothered by a couple people dying here. If this whole city was destroyed, I probably wouldn't get too mad because I do very well in Songs of Six. But in Keeper RL, I get capped at like the lowest level, and I feel like I'm a scrub. But I also get the impression that a lot of people struggle with that game as well, based on the amount of people who are watching it. I think that they think that I might actually get somewhere with it, and I'm just not. I'm not the best at every video game. I'm good at some video games. So, don't expect much more of that game, as it just is very frustrating. I tried it on my own, a little bit off recording, and I did not enjoy it at all. And I was thinking about maybe doing a video dedicated to just the good stuff I like about it, and maybe a few bits of the bad. I do want to do gameplay or game kind of commentaries explaining what I like about games, what I dislike about them, and maybe get a little bit more articulate with it. Because sometimes I just say, oh, it's good, or this is great, and I don't really explain in detail why. So Songs of Six would be a really good one to start out with. I've done a few videos in the past where I kind of explain, like, oh, you should buy Songs of Six, and those have been pretty successful. But I haven't ever done a video specifically going over what it is that Songs of Six is, and all of that stuff, but that's for the future Fiend. That's for the future Fiend when all is said and done and everything is good to go, and I'm moved out, then I can start thinking about all that cool stuff. But for now, we have to continue our extreme bug challenge. And all we really have to do is expand our food production. The more food we have, the more garthimis we can get, the bigger our army can be, and the more I can train. So we're going to be consistently training these guys up. Every other couple groups is going to be trained up 10%, so this one will be up 10% to 20%. Then I'll get these guys up, then these guys will go to 30, then these guys, keeping at least 50 guys free. You'll see that a lot of our jobs won't have workers. That's quite alright. I don't care, because we're training soldiers, and in the eventuality of us actually invading someone like Oakenstead here, they will be very useful. The only thing we'll need is rations, brews, and clothing. Clothing I can definitely kind of get something going along for clothing, but I'm thinking I might have to import it. And if I'm importing, that means I'm going to have to start exporting things. And if that means I'm exporting things, I should probably start thinking about exporting weaponry and armor. So if I look, 800, 870, 900, that's really, really good. And if you look at the technology, the smithy isn't too expensive. He's only 200, and we have plenty of space here for more guys. What is 24? So we're at half of what we normally would have. So it's 390 knowledge, I think, from this building alone. So if we were to bump it up, no, it's not telling me the accurate amount right now because no one's in there. But eventually we'll get more people working there. Once the troops are all trained up and ready to go, everyone in the city is going to be a soldier. So if something happens, they'll just warm up and they'll attack from there. But ideally, we'd like to move our throne and maybe this training ground somewhere to the center over here. And last but not least, I'm going to put in a bunch of multicolored pastures or breeders. I hate that they're all called pastures in this one. It always throws me off. But we're going to do that now. And I think what I'll do is this, because they technically can walk onto the other side of this back in here. You have to make sure that there's space for a janitor or person to actually get to that spot and repair it. So if we were to have it like up against another wall in the middle, they would, or three, I'd say, walls in the way, they would be able to get to that middle bit and it would decay. We've got that on the... Ideally, that's probably the best we're going to get for output and efficiency on this area here. So we'll put a gate like this. And if you're unaware, so a lot of people who are new don't know why they can't build a multicolored breeder. And they look at it and they're like, what the heck? It's because the only building that, the only pasture type building that has a wall system is the breeder. So you can remove them like this. It will cost more, I believe, in the long run, as like the janitor will have to be constantly repairing it. But you can obviously build a little bit bigger. I'm going to build it with the walls, and to build it with the walls, you need to put doors, 3 doors, and you just got to put the gate in front of that 3-door section. If it was off to the side, you could do that, but you have to make sure there's a little space between either side for it to work. And mind you, this building, since it is a building, can only be 7 wide. And that includes these little pasture walls before it needs supports. So the reason why I built it nice and thin like this is because I don't want to put supports in there. Supports can be kind of annoying. So we'll put this in here like that. They only need that. We'll get them to work on this multi-crawler breeder. And I will see you guys in a minute. Welcome back, welcome back. So I've done a little bit of building, and as I was looking at it, upon reflection, I actually want to test and see, can I make these like that? I'm going to do that. It's going to take away a little bit of their building there, but it's okay, because we want to make them a little bit rounded. They're not going to be round like that, but they'll be a little bit rounded on the corners, so it fits the theme. Didn't think about it when I was building them, but they're just giant squares. But we also have a capital room now. We have our throne here in this building. We have a dungeon on this side, and we're going to have a dungeon over here, but we're saving our iron. We have a warehouse, a janitor, hearth, some speakers, and a big well. And this connects in here. We're going to have some walls kind of right here and kind of connecting it all together. There'll be nice walls that protect this area. And you see it's very far away from all of the other points. There's nothing going to be here. It's just going to be an empty field. So if people have to come towards us, they're going to have to go through a lot to get to us. We also have 144 trained up boys. 7 of whom are training still. They just turned 1 year old. And as complimentary of the city, we're going to make them a soldier at 1 year old. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're also building a smithy. We have a warehouse here, storing all of our spare iron that we get. I expanded the iron mine just a smidge. Where is it? Over here. I'm gonna definitely have to put these markers down because I'm always looking for something or a part of my city. And in case you're wondering, I'll show you how to do it. You can put one down like that, and you can see this is a question mark. We'll say iron mine right there. You can change the color. So let's say you'd like it to be blue. You can see it's right there. It's going to be IR. Now, if I click on this, it will bring me to that spot. Or I can set another hotspot. So let's set a hotspot for here. And it will center on that spot. So we'll do clay pit. We'll make it a little bit red. Kind of to fit the theme of it being within that realm, something like pinkish. I'm trying to get pink, but yeah, there we go. I guess that's as pink as it's gonna get. So iron, right there, clay pit, and etc. etc. We'll do the rest, and you can see on the map it shows you iron mine, clay pit. We could put throne room. There's all kinds of names you could come up with. This is just for people who like to separate things. I usually don't. So we'll do that, and then we'll make it. I forget how to make yellow. There we go. Like that. I don't know how I remembered that, but that's how you make yellow. So that's our throne room. And then I'd say this is the city. This is like the town itself. So we'll put this in here, call it town. There we go. And it's a little too close to the other one, so we'll do it like that. Perfect. And eventually we'll do coal. So what we've got going is we're selling, or we're buying meat to keep our stores full here. Ideally, I'd like to get a couple of these guys. We'll actually do that and get some guys training so we can using their knowledge so we can have oh hey there, my cat who's just coming in and ruining what I'm doing. What are you doing? She always gets all tangled up in my cords and then causes a fucking kerfuffle. But we have to get our spoilage up there so that we can get more food. The more spoilage research we have, the better we can store food. You can see 100% spoils per year, or over 100%. So we're losing a lot of food to spoilage. And that's part of the struggle with meat eaters, is that their food spoils very quickly until you get the technology for it. We are selling spare furniture, coal. We're going to sell our falcatas when we get them, our flanks, sorry. And we're going to also sell spare livestock. So we'll have that set up there. And remove that. Or add a guy there. And then let's check up on this guy. He should be fixing it soon. We just want to make our buildings look a little bit similar to everything else there. I don't know if he can actually reach that. Is that reachable? I don't think so. If I want them to reach it, I'm going to have to do this. They're going to build a ceiling, and then they're going to access the tile there. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of annoying, but part of the aesthetic thing. So I think in the next episode I'll go through and fix those. And here we go. We've got the smithy up and going. We don't need half as many people in there. Probably 2 smithies just working. We don't want tools. We would rather have flanks. That's going to make us a lot more money. Although I will put some space for tools in the future. So let's see. How many flanks can you come up with per day? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. But eventually they'll get that going and we'll start selling it and we'll have plenty of money coming in, because if you see, 1 flanks is worth quite some more than the single meat. So we could buy like 5 or 6 meat for every flanks we sell. And that's the goal. We need a lot of food. We don't really need like weaponry because they already have their pierce damage naturally. So if we can, we're just going to use their natural pierce skill to our benefit and just have them equipped with some armor. I'm not going to go the leather armor route because until we get leather secured in another way, we're not going to turn our hunter into a leather operating building. Instead, we're probably going to try to take over Oakenstead because he keeps losing his captured territories. He had these 2 and he lost, or he had this one, I think, and he lost it. So if we can, we're going to go try to capture him. It says there's 49 dudes there. So let's test something. Let's test something. We're going to do something here. We have this guy. How much would it require? 50, 50, and 63. Alright, so let's set this. We're gonna get that. This is gonna cost some money. And by some money, I mean a lot of money. We're gonna set it to resource. Let me get... Ooh. And let's get... So I'm actually gonna need to build the depots as well. So I don't have depots. But assuming we can send our boys over there, that's gonna cost us $37,000 if we were to do that deal. Yeah, that's too much. Too much for right now, because that will put us too much cash. In general, we don't even have that much to even put towards that, but that's how much it would take to send our troops out into the world map. That's not even to actually like equip them, so I think you'd need well over 100 on all of that. So we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But if we can send a troop out there, and we can turn this into a portion of our capital or a portion of our empire, that would be great. That would literally make our life so much easier, because we could have them sending us whatever it is they have in the region. Stone. We could see that this guy here actually has quite some stuff too. He has access to Scythalon, iron ore, coal, and he doesn't seem to have an army. He does, but it's not really that big. So potentially one of the targets that we're going to try to attack, but he does sell us food, so if we do, we have to be ready to actually make our own food. So it's getting there. It's getting there. We're getting there, and we're almost to 200 people. It's slow building. I know in most of my other series we immediately jump up, and I could obviously get the 47 immigrants or whatever, 20 at a time. But as this is the challenge build, and food is a very, very serious issue for us, I don't want to do that. So regardless, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.